Hello and welcome to this edition of the Multimedia Impact Weather Briefing for Central Alabama. I'm National Weather Service meteorologist Gary Goggins. Well, even though we're now into March, we just can't seem to get rid of winter around here, as we'll see yet another chance of wintry precipitation, mainly in the form of freezing rain, Wednesday night through at least noon on Thursday. Let's get to the details. Here's the general setup of how the weather pattern is shaping up this week. We'll have a battle between the very cold air present across the central and northern portions of the U.S. and the warm and moist air that will exist across the southeast and the Gulf of Mexico. Looking higher aloft in the atmosphere, around 15 to 20,000 feet, the winds will be coming in from the southwest, transporting warm and moist air northeastward. As cold air pushes southward at the surface with a cold front on Wednesday night into Thursday, this will become problematic in terms of the weather here in central Alabama. It's hard to believe that we're even going to see the possibility of any wintry weather, especially after the warm temperatures that we're going to see this week. Here's the forecast high temperatures across the southeast on Tuesday. As you can see, very warm conditions are expected into the 70s for much of the region. We'll see those temperatures quickly come to an end as the Arctic cold front moves southward on Wednesday. As that cold front moves southeastward across central Alabama, Wednesday afternoon and evening, very cold air will begin to push in from the northwest. Most of the time we usually see rainfall ending behind a cold front here in central Alabama, but with that moist southwest flow aloft, more moisture will continue to be available when temperatures drop below freezing at the surface. With warm temperatures aloft and cold air at the surface, that could lead to a dicey situation, generally along and north of the I-20 corridor Wednesday night into Thursday. Here's a great diagram to illustrate what we're primarily concerned about. The warm air aloft from the southwest will melt all the ice crystals into rain. And since the surface will be below freezing, the rainfall freezes on contact and can lead to some big-time impacts out there. So looking back at the forecast, our confidence is increasing in the potential for freezing rain with impacts generally along and north of the I-20 corridor, starting late Wednesday night and lasting through at least noon on Thursday. If current trends continue, however, we may have to drop that freezing line a little bit farther southward. A cold rain is expected across the southern half of central Alabama. Now, we'd like to stress that this forecast will change and to check back often for the latest forecast. Okay, here's the bottom line for you. Confidence is increasing in the chance of freezing rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Main uncertainties at this time are when locations will drop below freezing, as there are differences in the model guidance at the current time. Also, we're not sure about how far south that freezing line will be allowed to push southward. Both of these factors will then determine the amount of freezing rain expected and the associated impacts. We'd like to also stress that subtle differences could mean the difference between someone experiencing cold rain and no impacts versus freezing rain and big-time impacts. This is much different than the previous event, which was between rain and snow, as we're talking about freezing rain and below freezing temperatures with higher impacts possible. As mentioned earlier, please check back often for updates, as this could end up being a significant freezing rain event if the current trends hold up. Things might change, so check back often for the latest updates. To stay up to date on those updates, please follow all of us on our social media feeds and our webpage, and you can always give us a call at 205-664-3010. Thanks for viewing this briefing, and have a great day.